This video is coming from the 5th floor garden. I don't know what it's actually called. I call it a garden, but I'll show you around real quick. See, all pretty, and like pretty benches and statues and stuff. So it's pretty swanky. And there was a girl out here who was just playing the guitar, so I had to wait for her to finish her musical adventure so that I could do mine. Okay, so this is a song that I learned from Megan and a CD that she had given us when Ian was a little tiny baby. It's called Goodnight. I'm a little frog and my daddy loves me. I'm a little frog and my mommy loves me. And when they tuck me in to say goodnight, they say ribbit, 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 good night, good night, good night. Good night, little froggy, good night. Good night, good night. Ribbit, 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 good night. I'm a little tiger and my daddy loves me. I'm a little tiger and my mommy loves me. And when they tuck me in to say good night, they say row, row, row. Good night, good night, good night, good night, little tiger, good night, good night, good night, rawr, 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 good night. I'm a little owl and my daddy loves me. I'm a little owl and my mommy loves me. And when they tuck me in to say good night, they say hoo, 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 good night, good night, good night, good night, little owl, good night, good night. Good night. Hoo, 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 good night. Oh, I'm a little kid and my daddy loves me. And I'm a little kid and my mommy loves me. And when they tuck me in to say good night, they say, good night, stinker. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, little baby, good night. Good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night.